Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Krashy, and today we got to talk about all this stuff that I've kind of missed and haven't really talked about on the channel. Obviously, I went over the blog post from a couple days ago, but I really need to get you guys like updated on my perspective and kind of like what's going on. For some of you guys that don't follow me on Twitter, and if you don't, please do. And if you don't have a Twitter, make a Twitter, man. Twitter is actually like my favorite social media for sure. It's I don't know, it's just the easiest way to start dialogues and discussions, but that's not why we're here today. Why we're here is we're here to talk about the turbo build changes, the update to the turbo build changes, and just kind of like how things are playing out and my thoughts specifically about everything. And so that's what we're here to do. So first and foremost, you guys saw me talk about the blog post, and you guys know, you know, if you saw me talk about the blog post, you guys know that I wasn't terribly upset with the update and like the way that things were working. It sucked. Like, obviously it sucked that builds were like super clunky and things, but the goal in mind, and again, this was like the context of the situation that I feel like a lot of people were missing. The goal in mind was that they were trying to alleviate the advantage from having really low ping, and even though the builds were broken, they actually did that. So if you guys didn't know, they made it to where there was the delay on the turbo build from 0.05 seconds to 0.15 seconds. And in doing that, what they did was they basically made it where that ping could compensate for, or that delay would compensate for low ping, and you would be able to get walls in and take walls. And it was actually, it achieved the goal, but it had like an unwanted side effect, which was to make the game super clunky. We were back in the Stone Ages in terms of building and like smoothness, and the game just felt not so great. And so again, I was definitely on board. I think that change needed to be reverted or fixed, but the goal was to combat high versus low ping. And so even with the clunkiness, even though that sucked, they actually achieved that. And so that's why prior to like yesterday's like follow-up update, I was actually having a lot of fun, because for the first time in a while I was playing the game and I was actually able to like box fight very efficiently and go for walls and do things that otherwise just usually didn't work for me. So all right, we've kind of caught up on that point, and I want to go ahead and touch on the newest update. So they put out a new blog post and they basically detailed the changes that had like actually hit the game and everybody was tweeting about. They reverted the delay from the 0.15 turbo build delay back down to 0.05, but they implemented a change where if you and like I guess any player, really, it's a little unspecific, but you can kind of make some assumptions about it. If you and any player are fighting for control of a wall, it now provides a coin flip, which effectively makes taking walls a 50-50 chance, 50% chance to either get or lose the wall depending on what side you're on. Now, with this said, I will say that I think that this slightly favors the defender, because, you know, the person who is trying to take the wall has to worry a little bit more about timing, even though it doesn't really matter much. So still definitely a 50-50 chance. And what this does effectively is fixes the issue that they were having in the first iteration of changing turbo build and achieves the goal. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, and I still have some testing to do because I'm not 100% sold on this change. I still really do want to do some testing, but I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is probably the best update, at least from my perspective specifically, that I've seen them make in a really good long time. And the reason for that is because the game feels fluid. We can build, we can crank our 90s, we can tunnel. It doesn't feel laggy like it was, just a day prior. And I can take walls. I was playing yesterday in Arena, I was playing the solo cash cup, and again, while it's not 100% consistent, because that's not the point, nobody should have that big of an advantage, I was getting walls on people and I was beating them through their turbo build, and I was box fighting them with an amazing amount of confidence, and that's something I really want to hammer on. I was playing so confidently. I was pushing people. I was, you know, I didn't have a problem playing on the outside of their box. And hear me out, it doesn't mean that I'm like super buffed. You know, you still have to have skill. You still have to have the mind games and the ability to outplay people. I got myself killed trying to push people because, you know, they cut out, they'd take a pump shot on me, or one guy cut out, jumped in my face and surrounded me with traps, killed me easy. So now though, the thing is now is that I feel like box fighting is just fair, and I feel like this version of the game is fair, and I couldn't be more happy. So, and it's something I've been advocating and hoping for such a long time, and I really am thankful for this change, and I'm really excited for this change because I think it's definitely something that needed to happen. And in my opinion, I didn't think it was something that was ever going to happen. I just didn't think they had ping and this issue on their radar too much, because I just assumed like it's not that big a deal. Like if you think about it, you know, when we're talking about, you know, like the mech and stuff, everybody was upset about the mech, right? Or a lot of people were upset about the mech, but who's sitting there complaining about ping? Only the people that really struggle with it. So it just didn't seem to me like it was going to be as much on their radar as I guess it was. And so I'm really excited about that. So again, I do have some testing and some things to do. I want to try to get that done here pretty soon. And if it's in the video, that's even better. I may try to delay this upload a little bit to get some testing in. So we'll see, because I still think that having 0 ping might give you an advantage. That said, I think they did a good job of closing the gap. Regardless, I think, again, I'm not really sure. All I know for sure is that I can build well and that I was taking walls. And it's hard to tell because, you know, we don't have all the data. I don't know if I was playing against people that had similar ping to me. I don't know if I'm playing against 15, 20, 25 ping players. I don't know if I'm playing against 0 ping players. So I do want to do my own testing and kind of feel things out. There was also a creative bug this morning that like had that change not enabled. So there's some weird things and some weird kind of like uncorroborated stories and anecdotes out there about whether or not this actually works. And so it doesn't seem perfect yet, or maybe we just don't have enough time behind us to understand exactly the side effects and how everything's going to play out. But that's something that I want to see the evolution of as we go forward. And that's something that I love about Fortnite. This game is ever changing, and even though it's not always the best, sometimes in a blue moon they come out with something that I'm truly excited about. So lately, past 2 days, even with the clunkiness and which now we don't even have to worry about, I've been really enjoying the game. Not to mention, guys, I know you guys saw my gameplay and I thought it was good. And that video actually kind of popped off for some reason. 100+ views for me. I'm excited about. Thank you guys so much for checking out the videos, for sure. Thank you guys so much for supporting. But Pandora is so fun. If you haven't landed there, give yourself some time to go there. I don't really go anywhere else on the map. I always end up sticking to my same places. I just like where I land. But I have been loving Pandora. It's so fun to actually like have shields off spawn. It's so fun to be in this like Borderlands place. As someone that's a Borderlands fan, I really don't even like RPGs that much. But you know, looter shooter, Borderlands 1 and 2 were both amazing games. I played it with friends. I always enjoyed the kind of like the classes to it, and I don't know, it's just a lot of fun. So guys, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think about these changes? Are you worried about them? I don't know, dude. I think, I'll put it this way, I think if you're a 0 ping player, this change could suck to you. Like, you may like hate it, but it's because you had a huge advantage, and I think it's undeniable that if this is actually working as intended, and again, I just can't say with 100% certainty, if it's working as intended, the game is much more fair now, and that's exciting to me. So let me know in the comment section down below. I appreciate you guys checking out this video. Please not leave without leaving a like. It definitely helps out the channel. Again, thank you guys so much for all the support, and I'll see you guys on the next video.
Do you feel your bones start to shake? Do you feel the earthquake? Do you feel the fire inside of me? Do you see the sparks that I'm setting free? Does the beat take you over?